Hey everyone, Guppy Girl here, and welcome to my first fish room vlog. Yep, this is kind of a filler of some of the projects I've been doing because I'm not fully done with the fish room tour part 2 where I go over all my guppy strains and projects. And a big thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel. I finally reached 1,000 subscribers July 18th, 7:17 p.m. So thank you guys so much. I actually have been in the process of buying a house recently, so it's just been pretty crazy around here. I am so excited. My fish room will eventually be a fish garage. That'll be crazy, having a whole garage to encompass and hopefully not be as messy as it is here. Anyways, I wanted to go over a few things that have been going on in the fish room. So yeah, just sit back and relax and watch all of my mistakes that I made and how not to make them. First one being, don't use a lot of salt in your aquariums because your plants won't be happy. Yep, that seems like such a silly thing to say, but I have been overdosing my aquariums with GHKH Plus from the Salty Shrimp brand. Actually, let me show you right now. So what I've been doing is my water is really soft here in Washington State, and it comes out about 26 TDS out the tap. I've been using this GHKH Plus to increase the water hardness, but as you can imagine, this is salt. So I've been using that in my guppy tanks just to increase the hardness because guppies like a little bit of a harder water. So as you can imagine, I am increasing the water hardness from TDS of 26 to 200. It doesn't sound like much, but I'm pretty sure that was upsetting my plants because after doing 2 water changes with less salt, so now I'm just doing a TDS of 126-ish in all my tanks, now we're getting some better growth. Down here, this is new and that's looking pretty good. This has some old leaves, but there are a few tiny new ones coming out. So I've noticed all my ammania species have been doing way better, like this one too. So in the last example over here, this is ammania gracilis, and I've been trying forever to get this to grow. It's this one right here, and you can see if we zoom in, look how raggedy all those bottom leaves are, and it's not because they're older leaves. They come out and then they come out and they start just looking bad from off the bat. Like the new growth just didn't look good at all, and now you can see we got this section up here and that looks so much better. I think there's still a little bit of a nutrient deficiency because some of the leaves are a little curled or like a little bended to the side, which they're not supposed to be, so maybe I'm using too much potassium. But yeah, so those look way better than before, and this is my last stem of that plant. So another thing I wanted to show you here is that I was growing, I think I mentioned this in my pond video. This is a tricolored lily, and yeah, you could see it didn't have leaves coming to the surface in that last video. Now we have like a ton, and they're massive. We got this big one up here that's a little curled, and then we have this monstrosity. Oh, look at the little baby guppy, he's inside, how adorable. And sorry, anyway, you can see how big this one is. It is bigger than my hand and it is gorgeous. I'm glad it's happy and doing well, and maybe it will make a baby or two. That would be awesome. If it focuses, you can see right there. Check that out. How awesome is that? It looks like we might get like a few buds on that little stem right there, and that one is part of, I think it's just called a dwarf lotus maybe. I'm not sure, but this is what the leaf looks like. It wasn't sold as an aquarium plant, it was sold as a pond plant, but I threw it in here and it's doing good, so I'm glad it's flowering. Maybe I can get a diagnosis of what exactly this plant is with the flower. I have a question for all you pond people out there because I have no idea what this is. What is this? I don't know. It's some kind of lily, I believe. If you check it out, there is this pattern. I don't know what to call it. It's like, yeah, it's a very interesting pattern. Nothing on the bottom. I have no idea what it is. This one also. So yeah, no idea what kind of lily that is. It's supposed to be that color because here's another leaf from that same lily, and you can see it also has that patterning on it. So yeah, if you guys know, let me know because I am super curious what it is. So a few things down here. I sell plants quite frequently to people in my area, and one of the ladies I sold plants to propagates African violets. So this is a little itty bitty African violet. Look how tiny this is. Look at this little Dixie cup. It is the tiniest little cup I've ever seen. It is so adorable. So right now I just got it today and I didn't want it to dry up, so it's on a wet paper towel. Hopefully the water will wick up a little bit of moisture for it because they're not supposed to be too wet, and I am so guilty of killing plants by overwatering. Okay, let's see. Zoom. So in here I have a bunch of pearlweed growing, and this is what the pearlweed looks like when it's growing out of water, and the flowers are so itty bitty. If I can find a picture or video, I did look at them under the microscope, so I will post some pictures or videos right now. And yeah, so that is super cool. I've kind of been waiting to reflower them for points for my fish club. And if you're curious what pearlweed looks like underwater, it looks quite a bit different. It's basically, yeah, here's a good example. So you can see over here, this from my thumb and downward is all the growth out of water, and it is still attached to the stem, so there's good proof to show you that this is indeed pearlweed. And then underwater, the leaves look like this. So a lot different, much thinner and skinnier and less compact, and then out of water you get more of kind of this little ground covery looking type thing. So yeah, good example right there of what it looks like. Another thing I wanted to show you guys was my little experiment. Not sure if this is gonna work, but if you see here, let me back up. This is a tank I was redoing. I pulled out quite a lot of this Hydrocotyle verticillata, which is all the stuff growing out, and it is an aquarium plant, but it got exposed to some water and now it's just shooting out. So you see these are like all the little aquatic leaves under there, and the leaves, once they emerge from the water, they get quite a bit bigger. And this one too has been flowering like a mug. It is just crazy with flowers, and I'm kind of hoping that I can maybe save some seeds, and that is what this baggie is here for. This is just a little fabric bag that I got from Joann's, but I think they sell them in a lot of like little craft stores, and I basically took these two flowers and her inflorescences, specifically what it's called, smashed them together and hoped that I would pollinate some of these little flowers because they are so tiny. And now the bag is here to save the seeds. If any of these go to seed, they will usually just probably fall off the plant and fall into the water, and I will lose them. So if I am successful in pollinating and getting some seeds out of them, at least this little baggie will catch most of them. At least that's the hope. I should probably put more baggies around like these guys too, because these guys look pretty good also. But yeah, I think I just mentioned that I sold, or I basically gave away for free a bunch of that plant on top because I have too much of it. Because we were meeting up to make the trade, I requested some of his pond water. I did that in hopes that there was some Daphnia in here. So he said he didn't have any Daphnia that he could see, but there is some type of Daphnia in here, and they basically they stick to the glass, or they don't really stick, but they hang out on the glass rather than swimming around on the top of the water and stuff. Let me see if I can shake it a little to get some moving. I don't know if you guys saw that. They're very tiny, but there are Daphnia in here, or you can see there's one there kind of hanging on. Oh, yep, there's one. So yeah, they kind of just chill out on the sides. They're in there. I don't know what kind of Daphnia they are, but they're pretty interesting. So got that going. I feed them a little bit of the green water every once in a while, and mostly I feed them this mucha shrimp powder. So I also feed them just a little itty bitty like pinch, not even a pinch, like just a tap of food from here. And that's like a powder. I stir it in the water, and it basically creates a biofilm in there, and that's what they've been eating. So I'm not a Daphnia expert, but I've had Daphnia a few times. So usually I do feed them this. I feed them green water, and I also feed them Vitachem, which isn't meant for Daphnia, but it has yeast particles in it. I'm assuming they eat the yeast in that. So that's another project that's going on. And another project, it is July 26th, and about 2 days ago I put my little avocado in here. I'll show you how I sprouted it. It was really easy. It's just a plastic baggie with a wet paper towel, and you can see it's a little moldy in here. Unfortunately, it wasn't this way when I started off, but I don't think I cleaned the avocado well enough when I put it in there, so it did have some residue of avocado on the outside, so that got moldy. I replaced the little paper towel in there maybe like twice, I think, and yeah, just made sure it was wet. I didn't know which way the avocado was supposed to face, so I just waited until it had that first little stem. So that's up, and this is just some kind of coarse filter sponge. I just needed some way to keep the big section of the seed elevated and not in the water, because I have a feeling that might rot if it was in water. And this seed thing was moldy. You can see here, right here, it's like a little gray. That's where some mold was forming, but it looks like once I took it out of the very humid little baggie, all the mold died, so I think it's gonna be fine. What? I could have sworn this thing was shorter, and I wonder if it has to do with the water. This was water from a fish tank that had an ammonia spike, so before I dumped it all out, I was like, oh, you know, plants love ammonia, so I filled this guy up, and yeah, I think he's liking it. There, little one. Check him out. Look how nice he is. I did not know avocados grew this quickly. Like, it's growing like every day. I will come over here and it looks like he's grown more. So you can see all of the roots coming out at the bottom, and yeah, those roots are also growing every day a little more, and yeah, it's doing pretty good. My husband came in here and he's like, what is that? And I'm like, oh yeah, don't look at this, don't look. He's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, it's an avocado, duh. And he's like, but why are you growing an avocado? And then I'm like, well, why not? I did it because I could. And I think that's what a lot of us fish people do. We do something because we can. That's everything. Thanks for listening to me blab on and on and on. I'll see you guys in the Guppy update video, or I guess Guppy breeding project video. And until then, take it easy guys and enjoy your summer. I'll see you later. Bye.